funny thing, did you ever read the description for Grace's gun? It's not FBI issued. She brought it from home. If she didn't have that gun, she would not have been armed. And speaking of that, how did you had to have thought that her freaking boss was in on it, right? How fucking dare you, sir, send me, a jittery little analyst, to look at a murder in the hotel where I watched my mom get murdered 8 years ago. Are you nuts?
That this dude's in the pockets of the fucking what is it?
Of Victor Gideon, yeah.
Dude,
I was like,
they're paying him off some way, shape, or form,
yeah,
for
but,
sure.
But
I'm
they're
like,
not, because in the last cutscene, he's back to yelling at her about late reports. He's how dare you, sir? I watched my mom almost get beheaded. She like hella died, but her head almost full on came off. Okay, in front of me in this hotel, and you're just like, hey, you're over that thing with your mom, right? Can you go check out this murder that's like inexorably tied to you somehow? You know, at the end of Die Hard, the reporter approaches Holly and she decks him. That's what I think Grace should have done. As soon as she got back to FBI headquarters, he's like, oh, Grace, I'm so sorry about... Bow! Right in the face. Yeah. Right in the kisser. Resident Evil Requiem. It was real. It was real, and it came out, and we played it. We beat it.
Yay.
So, we are coming at it from slightly different perspectives. You're coming at it from having just finished it yesterday, 2 days ago, and I'm coming at it from having played it 7 times and gotten all the achievements and challenges done.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. And that was done in 8 days from launch. So, you've got all the fresh first playthrough feels. And what I'm really interested in first is how you went through the care center. Did you... I figured out, when I first saw the hemolytic injectors and I saw that the enemies, downed enemies or bodies, they showed up as being able to inject them, I was like, oh no, we've got a Crimson Head situation here. If we leave the bodies and don't burn them like in the Resident Evil remake, they're going to come back as something way worse. So I basically mained hemolytic injectors. Every once in a while I made some bullets, every once in a while I made a health pack, but essentially, if I didn't need either of those things in the immediate situation, I was like, well, I'm just going to bank hemolytic injectors. So when the blister heads started popping up, being able to just stun them with the pistol and then run up and pop them instead of putting 20, 25 bullets in them was so much easier. And also, I hemolytic injected the chef. I did Chunk Boy, the big angry hungry baby.
Yeah, it took fucking 3.
Yes, it did.
I thought it was gonna be 2. I'm like, all right, you're done. And then he just turned around. I was like, shit.
The hemolytic injectors were... I relied on them very heavily. And I was a little disappointed that you couldn't do it to the girl. I understand why, obviously. Big set pieces involving the girl later, but I was like, oh, I don't care if it takes 5, I don't care if it takes 10, I should be able to get you with these.
Yeah. I use and abuse those. So for my top crafting, it was hemolytic injectors, and then the second was obviously bullets and shit like that, and my third was like knives, because I at the first like 5 minutes, I was like, I'm just gonna knife everybody to death, and then I remember it's like, oh right, knives are like they're not permanent, or like yeah. Sorry, thank you. Their durability is limited. I was like, shit. Okay, cool. I would just kneecap everybody and then push them to the floor and then run to get to whatever I needed to get. And on my way back, like if I had a hemolytic injector, I'd stab them on the floor and just kill them. Like and just obviously just pop their head off.
I was very much a fan of shooting them either in the face or the legs, depending on what kind of enemy it was. Different enemies, I feel like, have different levels of sensitivity to them. Maybe I'm wrong. Zombies are zombies, but I loved putting some bullets in them, pushing them over, which was just really funny. Pushing just the little push that you can do as Grace, as opposed to Leon flying through the air, doing like a Johnny Cage shadow kick, pushing him over and then shooting him on the ground. I basically always had a knife in my inventory, just for the quick get out of a grab. I think the game very kindly has a generous you're sprinting so they don't quite get you mechanic. It happens a lot to me when I was doing like speedruns. I was able to kind of juke, and they try and get you, they rub off your shoulder and they send you a little off track, but ultimately you slide through. You get slowed down a little bit, but you don't take damage. And I think that's a really generous thing to have, whereas in I don't think RE4 Remake had that at all. I'm pretty sure that they were just like magnets. They're little grabby hands. If they got you at all, you were grabbed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, oh man. It was really good. Just flat out really good game. I've never gotten all the achievements. Aside from Resident Evil 5 on Xbox 360, I did get all the achievements in that, but as far as these newer ones that have the challenges and the point stores and whatnot, I have never 100%ed any game, Resident Evil or not, any game. I've never gotten every single thing. I could not put this thing down, and the Steam Deck came in clutch for that, for all the grinding and just getting the things unlocked. Oh yeah, amazing.
It took me like a year to eventually finish Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. I had a good time. Just probably had a lot of like live stuff going on at the time. So I was like, I gotta get back to it. But anyways, this one, I was like, nope, I want to get back to it. I made sure to get all my shit done because like I need to get back to it. And I think I clocked it in like, what was it, 13 hours? In like 30 minutes or whatever?
Yeah.
But I took my time. Like I said, like I wasn't trying to kill everything. Oh, I started the playthrough with like classic difficulty. and I'm like, Jose, you're practically 40. Don't kid yourself. Like, just stop, all right? I told you this before. I was like, you're not trying to speed run the N64 version of Resident Evil 2, all right? Like, you just all right, just set your expectations here, or set like you have limits, dude. So I had to about what 3.5 hours in, I told you I restarted it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not kidding myself. Let's just do casual.
Oh, you did casual?
And even then, I did casual. Yeah, even then.
Oh, okay.
I was like, dude, I loved it from like front to back. It was so good. I loved still. Oh my god, like the beginning of like
fucking terrifying.
I had my IEMs in, and I could hear her literally behind me, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude!" And like, I freaked my cat out. My cat wanted nothing to do with me when I was inside playing because I'd be squealing like a little girl. And like going from like, I feel desperate. I need to map out everything, what's going on. I need to figure out a plan of attack because I don't want to be scared right now.
Right.
To like the sweet release of just whooping ass with Leon. I'm like, let's fucking go, baby. So
those interjected bits of Leon I loved how they split the game. It's basically two different games. It's
so good.
Grace at the care center and Leon in Raccoon City, and the bits between Grace's parts were expertly timed, because it was every single time I was just like, I'm gonna have a heart attack if I have to do any more stuff as under-equipped, untrained Grace. Granted, she's not completely untrained. She's got FBI training. So you can tell, she handles the gun pretty good. She's got a nice isosceles stance. She retains magazines when you're reloading one that's still got ammo in it, just like Ethan does in 8, because he's had training under Chris. But they're so fast. The Leon parts are so fast, but they are exactly the right amount of catharsis to just get you ready and pumped to do Grace's second, or there's two Leon interjection or three Leon interjections, right? You've got after Grace gets taken, you play as Leon and you go through when the chainsaw doctor shows up, which is just hilarious. Why do you have a chainsaw so close by, Doctor? That's a really quick part. And then you play as Grace for what feels like a really, really long time. I did a speed run of it, and I finished the whole game, in 2 hours and 39 minutes. And the care center part with the quartz, where you have to get the 2 quartz, and then you have to do the bit where you take Emily to the third one because it's Braille. I had that done in less than an hour, and that's from the beginning of the game. It is kind of astounding just how streamlined you can get, sticking to just the objective of getting through the care center. Whereas the first time I played through, I think I was in that first part of the care center for like 4 hours. 4 game hours, not 4 real hours. Like 4 hours that clocked on my playthrough. Unpaused, actually running around exploring and figuring things out. The care center is so Resident Evil 7.
So from a speedrun perspective, because I thought 7, because it was like so like heavily scripted in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard to get to the point where like, all right, now we're off to the races, right? Clock is officially started, because like you're through like scripted, a little bit of play, scripted, a little play, scripted, a little bit of play. So, and I haven't had a chance to speedrun this. So in comparison to RE7 and this, tell me about that for you.
Well, I'll tell you, I've never speedrun a game, like any game, Resident Evil games or not. It's not how I enjoy Resident Evil. When I play Resident Evil 4, even though I've played it, genuinely, not an exaggeration, probably played through the original Resident Evil 4 over 50 times over the course of my life, partial playthroughs, full playthroughs, all combined. And every single time, I'm still going after every little nest for every little treasure, because I want every little peseta for every little upgrade I can get, because that's how I have fun with these games. But what I think this game really encouraged me to do a speed run, because the unlocks, I think, are appropriate for the level of trouble you go through to get them. The point values for all the things in the store. The first thing I did was get infinite ammo for guns, because that, with Leon handing you Requiem for your first go, right, as Grace, or your second go, really, the first weapon, the first proper weapon you get that you can actually use. You've got the gun in the Prelude, which, funny thing, did you ever read the description for Grace's gun? It's not FBI issued. She brought it from home. If she didn't have that gun, she would not have been armed. And speaking of that, how did you had to have thought that her freaking boss was in on it, right? How fucking dare you, sir, send me, a jittery little analyst, to look at a murder in the hotel where I watched my mom get murdered 8 years ago. Are you nuts?
Fuck that. This dude's in the pockets of the fucking, what is it?
Of Victor Gideon, yeah.
Dude,
I was like...
they're paying him off some way, shape, or form,
yeah,
for sure.
But they're not! Because in the last cutscene, he's back to yelling at her about late reports! How dare you, sir? I watched my mom almost get beheaded. She hella died, but her head almost full on came off, okay, in front of me in this hotel. And you're just like, hey, you're over that thing with your mom, right? Can you go check out this murder that's inexorably tied to you somehow?
I know, in a perfect in a real sense, I guess, in a real world, no one would be like, like immediately, your mom was involved in the case. You're off the case. You're done.
Yes.
Right? Get off the case. You're not doing this.
Yes.
And like he's like, hey, I know your mom got decapitated at one time, right? You were just messing around in the hotel. I need you to go back there.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure that her death had
really
nothing
need
to do with you joining law
I need
enforcement.
a win under my belt. Like, yeah, like what the hell?
Insane. Absolute insane plot point right from the start. There are some really goofy things in this game, but that being the catalyst and it being somehow Gideon's plan. Like he was just like, yes, if I put corpses in that place where her mom died, she's gonna be the one to come investigate. Right, okay.
Well, you're thinking so much of your plan on a like if
on her boss being a monster.
Oh my god.
But anyway,
there's definitely something there with the boss.
You
can't
think,
be that stupid.
But the final scene, he's just back to yelling about reports, giving her a hard time.
Oh my god.
I've been like, dude, I am taking you to court for everything that you have. I am never gonna have to work another day in my life. Thank you, FBI.
Sir, internal affairs, please, because there's negligence here.
At the end of Die Hard, when Holly, the reporter approaches Holly and she decks him because of him like outing John and her relationship on live TV. That's what I think Grace should have done. As soon as she got back to FBI headquarters, he'd be like, "Oh, Grace, I'm so sorry about..." Bow! Right in the face, right in the kisser, and then like kick him in the balls and then push him over like you do the zombies. That's how the game should have ended. That should have been the last scene in the game.
I want your job because you're fucking done. Like
you are over. You're gonna be the villain of Resident Evil 10 because that's the only thing that you're crazy enough to do. So since we're on the plot, I was talking about speedrunning and like the fact that you get Requiem if you have infinite ammo makes it so much easier because it's basically a one-hit kill on everything except for the chef and Chunk in that beginning game. Also, you can stun the girl in one hit on regular mode or casual mode. Just one face hit will stun her or get her to flee. If it's it's a stun if you're in the water treatment plant. She goes back into her hole, her like network of vents if you get her in the basement area. But since we're talking plot, let's keep talking plot. He goes by Zeno, but that's not Wesker, right?
That's fucking Wesker, dog. That's not the original Wesker.
That's what I mean.
That's what I mean. Off-brand copy of like here, because like I'd like to think that. So the collective, the family, whatever the fuck you want to call it,
the connections.
I'd like to the connections. Sorry, thank you. So you can like. I think they happened in tandem, right? Where like Maria was Mother Maria. Is it Mother Maria?
Who?
So the first villain from the villain from RE8. Sorry.
Mother Miranda. Yeah.
Mother Miranda. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. I swear I am a Resident Evil shill, but I'm not caught up with all the latest lore.
You don't have the level of OCD that I have. For this stuff.
I used to like I had the volumes, like the collection volumes. I had all like the memos and stuff like that, and I just fell off hard, like I'm even wearing my Slipknot shirt for crying out loud. Shout out to like the first Resident Evil movie credits. You know if you know. So back to the point. So I'd like to think that they also made some progress, like they also progressed on like developing whatever BOW they were doing, like what the mold, right? Mm-hmm. So and in the mold, remember like memories carried over, like stuff like that.
In the Megamycete,
like,
yeah.
Thank you. Yes. So I'd like to think that in some instance he thinks he the shit that Wesker experienced, but like he's aware that
he knows he's his own man too.
Correct. Yeah. So that's why shout out to like, Victor Gideon saying like, you're just a copy. You're just like a rando, like you're a knockoff or whatever the hell he called them. Right. I was like, damn, you had to hit the clone or like the clone like feels it the most. I was like, that's brutal. But
It reminds me of in Invincible, the Mauler twins. They designed the cloning process so neither of them knows who the original is.
That's hilarious, yeah. But I for sure think he's a clone of Wesker.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And an imperfect one, too. He's got all black stuff on his face, and he apparently wears a good Jesus earring.
Oh my god, the earring! I was like, dude, that is hilarious that you have to, like, lean into this, right? Like, yes, I might carry over from Wesker, but I'm my own individual.
I believe in the Lord!
Man, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I wonder if that is, like, his effort for individuality, some small bit to try and forge his own way in the world.
He's like a teenager trying to find himself, and he's just like, I want to be my own person.
Yeah. Aw.
But, like, they would not have fucked with us that hard making that reveal with the garage door or the whatever the door, like, lifting up, and, like, them just sitting on, like, Wesker with, like, Raccoon City in the background. I was like, dude, there's something here. You wouldn't do all this. Yeah, I'm willing to let go of, like, okay, sure, that's a clone of Hunk, right? Sure, but you gave it to me either way.
That's one way of thinking about it. Maybe it's like a Metal Gear Solid thing, like Hunk was Big Boss and this guy is like a tortured naked snake or whatever. I don't know. Metal Gear Solid is too much lore for me. Resident Evil is about as crazy as my brain can handle. But I don't think it's a clone. I think that it is a person with similar, if not identical, training to Hunk. Because when he grabs you, he's obviously going in for the neck snap, which is Hunk's whole deal. And I just don't believe that Capcom would have made Hunk like such a good fight, cool fight, very interesting and, again, thought-provoking as far as, like, is this supposed to be Hunk? But I think the fact that his face mask is different, and the fact that he's brash, he's like, no, don't send backup, I got it. Hunk, I don't know if you know this, but I believe Hunk stands for Human Unit Never Killed.
Oh, I never knew that.
I think I read that somewhere. I don't bet money on it in, like, any real situation, but I'm almost positive that HUNK is Human Unit Never Killed. And having Leon kill him in a Krauser-esque parry riposte fight, which was great, and I'm really glad they did it. We were talking before about how this game is...
him or Krauser?
The Hunk or Krauser?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Krauser, talk about brash and foolish. I don't know.
We'll come back to that. Sorry, I didn't
Okay.
Go ahead.
Actually, I don't remember what exactly I was saying. Oh, yeah, Leon's greatest hits. That's basically... I was talking about all the things that Leon has done both in the games and the movies that these were like throwbacks to. The Plant 43 fight is just a reskin of exactly the Ramon Salazar boss fight in Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil 4. And I think that, I mean, I didn't see anybody complaining about how he was more mobile and the fighting arena was different in the remake, but people complain about stuff all the time. So I'm assuming somebody was mad about it and they were just like, okay, well, let's make Plant 43 basically that fight. And it is basically that fight. Like, it's got the, well, on harder difficulties, it's an insta-kill, but the center target mouth, basically, the plant mouth, lunge, and then the two tentacles. Yeah, and then the part with the dogs on the highway. There's a scene in... Is Damnation the third animated one?
I think it is. I think Damnation's the one where, like, yeah. That's the one you're talking about.
Leon's on the bike, and it's like... He does that hallway fight with Chris, I think, and it's so John Wick. He's just John Wick. But on the bike, he's taking that John Wick thing with all the Cerberus BOWs chasing him on the highway. And I'm pretty sure, I feel like, the motorcycle piece with all the big, giant Cerberus 2.0s. Actually, they're not called Cerberus 2.0s. They're called something else. There's a file in the ARC about... It's like listing current BOWs on the market.
I thought that was so cool. I was like, we've been talking about like Umbrella's always been talking about selling these things, making them BOWs and stuff like that. But like seeing the listing of like how much each one of them costs, that to me was pretty cool.
Yes, and I can't remember. I'll have to look at the footage. I recorded my whole first my whole first playthrough, just because I'm going to be putting footage in the background of this conversation where it pertains. But I remember reading one thing that cost a lot more than something else, and I was like, really? Why? I just remember thinking the prices should have been swapped. But anyway, you see a file on those new kinds of dogs. They are based on Cerberus, but they talk about how they can reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour, and they have a different name. But yeah, really, really good lore. To be perfectly honest, I think a lot like Resident Evil 4, the original, and I mean the remake too, the story is essentially the same. The story almost doesn't matter to me because the game
I agree.
is so good.
So this is where I'm shilling, right? Like, yeah, like when you said it was like an homage to RE4 and the fights like that, I was like, I don't care. Everything about this is just like it's my game of the year for sure. Hell, it's game of the year since Silent Hill 2 for me at least.
Yeah.
And it like it was like I ignored small little things about like like the not police chief, the FBI director, whatever, sending
the story
Grace like an idiot.
The story starts out stupid and gets dumb.
I ignored some minor things because I'm just like, dude, I'm along for the ride. And like as you mentioned it before, like how convoluted it gets with like Hideo Kojima's like plot lines, which I am so over. I am so over Hideo Kojima. Like,
yeah,
I played Metal Gear Solid 4 so many times, and I earned the stealth camo, right? And that was my rite of passage. And I'm so sad and I'm so annoyed that PlayStation trophies weren't a thing back then. But anyways, but I'm just like, I picked up Death Stranding, and I was like, 5 minutes in, I was like, no, I'm out. Not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this walking simulator.
I cannot believe I bought that game full price. I don't know why I did it.
I got it at the midnight release. I was like, let's do it. And I'm like, nope.
It is.
Nope. Respect my time.
Absurd.
Nope, I'm not doing this shit. So, and I digress. But I enjoyed everything about this game, and this was made for us, and
yes!
I don't care.
This is for us. Yes, we were talking about how this is not the game for new people to get into this.
Oh, hell no.
Or actually, honestly, it could be, because it's damn good. You just won't have any idea why you're where you are, or who these people are, or anything like that. You're not going to understand why this guy with the cross earring looks like such a big deal, and we're supposed to know. It's like when athletes do commercials for things. I have no idea who athletes are, but typically if they're large men and terrible at acting, I'm like, they must be an athlete or something, because this commercial is acting like I should know who they are.
Absolutely.
That's the experience for people if they're getting in on this one.
I had a friend who rolled credits recently, and he hasn't played 7 or 8 or any of the remakes. He hasn't played it in a long time. And he's like, I'm enjoying the game. This is pretty cool, and it's fucking scary. But what is this? What is up with this reveal about? Because he knew who Wesker was. Like, he's like, that's what? Because he played 5.
Yeah, 5
right back in the day.
5 is
he's
really
like, I know
old.
who Wesker is. This looks like Wesker. Is this Wesker? And I'm like, to me, it is. Because
yeah.
So, I don't think like normies were that like off put by what was going on, because it did a good job of like putting the bits of story in there if you just like were paying attention to the cutscenes, right? You didn't have to read every bit of lore to get everything, right? And I like that the ending was like, obviously it's still back and forth. It's still I guess questionable as to like what Spencer's intention was, and I like that they finally flipped Spencer, because for the longest time it's like, I want to be a god, I'm never gonna die, right? I'm like, oh, you gave him some nuance, right? He's like, it's his redemption story. I was like, I don't care. I'm good with that. That's fine with me.
And it has
Um,
really, really interesting implications for what is almost certain to happen, which is a Resident Evil 5 remake at some point. Because Resident Evil 5, if you recall in Lost in Nightmares, all the notebooks, Spencer died being the monster that he had been for 60 years. But this new angle, this retcon on Spencer, Resident Evil 5 remake may go a lot different than Resident Evil 5, which honestly, good. Resident Evil 5
okay with that.
is like the second. I mean, it's fun to play. But as far as the story goes, and Chris Redfield punching boulders in a volcano, it was the jump the shark moment, and then they decided to jump 4 sharks at a time with Resident Evil 6, and people were like, dude, you were already on thin ice with 5. But I think, yeah, there is some really interesting retcon potential for a 5 remake just from this game.
I am so looking forward to Code Veronica.
I can't wait.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited for Code Veronica remake. It's been the one. I think they should have remade it before they did 4. After 3, it should have been the one that it should have been the one next.
So I wanted Code Veronica so bad after 3.
Yep.
Because naturally it's 4, right? But I'm like, dude, I want an updated way to play this game so much. Like, and I got a little annoyed.
Fix the 2 worst things about that game, which are Steve Burnside as a person and Alfred Ashford as a person.
He's like, yo, we need a little more time to cook this because we can't figure out how to fucking make these characters likable in today's day and age.
It's kind of hard, especially the Alfred Ashford angle. Basically, a deep psychosis, dual personality, where believes he's a woman. It's like it could go over really poorly if it's not handled right. So I get it.
100%.
But it's like, honestly, it doesn't need that part. That is a really weird effing thing to do. You don't have to have that in there. Really, you could go ahead and retcon that out.
Yeah, I'm okay with leaving that out. I'm good. I got a little annoyed when they announced this. I'm like, why isn't Code Veronica? Why isn't Code Veronica? And now, like, that this has come out, I was like, okay, I can wait a little longer. This is good. This is really good.
Yeah.
I'll take this.
Really good. So yeah, the story also. You decided to destroy Elpis, and you got the worst cutscene of any Resident Evil game ever.
So I played myself. Okay, wait.
You overthought it.
I overthought it. It was like in my brain, like, yeah, okay, so is Spencer fucking with us here? Like I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, I know the part inside me, like separate from the game. I'm like, no, don't have any faith in this guy who's been trying to fucking kill us for years.
Right.
Fuck him. Kill. Yeah, like we don't need any more new viruses. I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So just destroy it. And then when I saw Leon die, I was like, nah, he's not gonna kill Leon. I was like, oh god, he shot him in the head. I was like, oh no. I was like, I immediately regret this decision. I was going to push pause and just load my save back up. And I'm like, let's see this through. Let's see where it goes. And I'm glad it ended hella fast.
Yes.
And it asked me, do you want to redo? I was like, yes.
Oh, it's absolutely the bad ending, and it wants you to know.
Yeah, I was like, thank you. Okay, cool. I knew I regretted this answer immediately after putting that in.
Yeah, I got lucky. I didn't Actually, I think I did way overthink it, but I did end up releasing Elpis on my first run, and then later I went back to see what it was. And you know what's really funny? There is no challenge, there is no achievement, trophy. There is literally, you can unlock everything in that game without ever getting the bad ending, which is really funny and telling. They're just like, we don't even want to make you watch this once.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do this ever. We know you don't want to. We know this is not what you want to see. So actually, that leads nicely into the good ending, Leon's final fight, healthy again, against Victor Gideon.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
you fucked up.
How many crazy things did you try and parry in the game? Because you can parry a lot more than the game tells you can.
To parry everything, but I don't know if it was like my timing, right? I was like, oh, okay, cool, that doesn't work. I I later on saw that you could like make it so like you could have the rocket launcher. I was like, shit, I didn't do that. Like during
Yes,
the initial fight.
Victor produces a rocket launcher. I only saw that on like my third playthrough. I never noticed him doing it. You can like shoot it out of his. Basically, you wail on him until he drops it, and I just never noticed. I was too in the groove of shooting him with a magnum.
Yeah. Although I was confused about the whole thing about, I was like, Nemesis. I was like, oh.
Well, the Nemesis parasite is a type of parasite. It's
but,
what.
Yeah, but like for him, like of course, I mean, yes, Leon would be able to recognize it right off the bat because it's Leon. But I'm like, I didn't get that. I was like, okay, but okay.
I mean, they had to have a reason to have him turn into a big old flesh cathedral, right?
For sure, yeah.
And we'd already fought the Super Tyrant, which may be my favorite boss fight in the game, because you are
so good.
Leon. And back in the day, you basically were on that platform trying to run down the clock until Ada throws you the rocket launcher. It's immensely hard to just beat the Nemesis, or the Tyrant, the Super Tyrant.
Yeah.
But now, you're out there parrying, you're out there quipping and dodging cars he's throwing at you, and you just feel so good.
Diving, dodging everything, and parrying. I was like, dude, I could do this all day.
Yep. Everybody who watches this channel for more than like a month knows that I love parrying mechanics. Any game, if you put a parry in it, it instantly goes up like 2 points out of 10 from wherever I was already at. I love feeling parrying. I like how they look. I like how they feel. It feels more skillful than just getting out of the way of things. And you can parry a hilarious number of insanely powerful attacks, even on insanity mode. Granted, you parry like one of the end boss's second phase tentacles, your axe immediately needs to be sharpened. It just goes dull immediately, which is or hatchet. Sorry. Speaking of the hatchet, I think that I at first I was like, he's got a hatchet now. What about his fancy knife? He's like a knife fighter. He's really
pretty fucking cool. I was like, okay, I'll take this.
But then, yeah, the when I saw it in action, I was like, honestly, this makes way more sense than a knife. He should have had a hatchet way back when. It's got more durability for parrying things. In a world where the things that you're hunting, the things that you're fighting, 9 times out of 10, their head is the weakness, and they're roughly human-sized. Yeah, you're not going to want to try and get a knife through a skull. Use a hatchet. Use a big, angry, weighty blade. So,
oh my god, when he parried the Tyrant, like I think about that every day. I'm
when
like,
when he's doing the claw drag that usually ends up with you impaled if you're caught on it, and you just go swing, send it to the side.
Yeah, like not today, buddy. I was like, oh god, I can't wait.
And then wailing on the weak point, wailing on that exposed heart with the hatchet. Oh, so good. Mechanically, I liked basically everything. When the blood collector was introduced, I was a little nonplussed. It's like, excuse me, how am I gonna craft bullets with zombie blood and some crap I found in a drawer? But
yeah,
it did not take long to just stop phasing me. And on Insanity, there's actually an additional weapon you can craft called the RIP knife. And it's basically just it's the same scrap knife, but it's covered in anticoagulant. So if you down an enemy and then like stab them with this knife, they produce more blood to be extracted once they're dead, which is it's a kindness on Insanity if you are playing like a fresh run. Like if you don't have infinite weapons activated, infinite ammo and all that stuff. If you're trying to do it right, which I was telling you last night that I love this game so much, and I've done everything that it feels I need to do for completion's sake, but now I'm like having this really self-destructive urge to try it on Insanity with a fresh save and no infinite ammo and just see how it goes.
Jesus Christ.
But the thing is, I have this game essentially memorized. I did a speed run. I know exactly where everything is. I could walk you through every single puzzle in order to do it in the fastest time. So, if anything, if I ever want to do that insanity with a clean save run, now would be the time, while I know where everything is like the back of my hand.
Yeah, where it's fresh. That's
Yeah.
a good idea. Because, like, I've always been meaning to get back to, like, 7, 8 to finish out the challenges. Because I remember, what was it, 7 or 8 that had the lightsaber? I think it was 8.
Lightsaber.
I think there was, a lightsaber kind of thing. Wasn't there?
I don't remember. I did not do all the challenge. Like I said, this is the first Resident Evil game that has a challenge store, like a challenge point storefront, that I've actually done all of those challenges for. Just couldn't
a special melee weapon unlocked by achieving an SS rank in all Mercenaries mode stages, then purchasing it from the extra content shop. Yeah, it was a fucking lightsaber. I was like, ooh, that's cool. But I'm like, oh god, I'm never gonna be good enough to do this.
SS in Mercenaries is especially the castle phase, because it's so spread out and there's so many corners and corridors, and you have to know where the spawning is. I've never been good at Mercenaries. Ever since RE4's version of the Mercenaries, never been good at it.
And out of 7, 8, and 9, I think this is the most accessible to, like, complete get those challenges in. And I'm like, dude, this seems very doable for me. I'm gonna do it. Like, I want to keep playing this. I want to get those challenges, because just mauling through things with, like, infinite ammo and just, like, running by everything, it's just I'm back in as a little kid.
Yep.
Fucking speedrunning RE2. I was like, dude, hell yeah.
For me, it was RE4 that I did the most replaying, because I needed you need an extraordinary amount of money to buy the infinite ammo hand cannon, and you need to get 5 stars on each Mercenaries map to get the hand cannon. And yeah, that was probably, like, there's no point shop in RE4, but I definitely did everything possible to do in RE4 several times. I've done it on several consoles and on PC and whatnot. And this is the first time I've really felt that drive. In RE3, the remake, I still haven't even played it on Inferno, and I'm starting to wonder if it's time to go back. I picked it up on my Steam Deck. I'm so jonesing for Resident Evil action that I picked it up on my Steam Deck, and I played through it twice in one day. 3. Just so I could, like, unlock a couple things in the challenge point store. And yeah, it's like when I played my first FromSoft game, Bloodborne. It unlocked this part of me that's never been there, which is I want to play hard bastard games. And this has unlocked my desire to actually speedrun Resident Evil games, which has never been how I play them.
I remember talking to you about, like, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Bloodborne, and telling you about it, and you're like, oh, I don't know yet. Like, and your first game was Sekiro, right?
Yes, the first one I actually tried to play was Sekiro.
Yeah, I remember telling you about. You're like, oh, I don't know if it's for me. It's fucking whatever. And then, like, I was like, watch, and I fucking knew it. As soon as it clicked with you, I'm like, we got him.
Yep,
we fucking got him.
Sekiro really, I still think Sekiro is the hardest game I've ever played and finished.
That's, I own Elden Ring and I haven't played it because I know
Elden Ring's a little too fantasy for me. It's a little too magic-y.
I spent so much time on Bloodborne, so much time on Sekiro, and, like, I was like, I know I'm gonna be consumed by them, but I know as soon as I start, I won't be able to finish. So I was like, I'm saving, like, Elden Ring whenever I have, like, with a month off. Or
with Shadow of the Erd Tree, you're looking at well over 100 hours, right? With the DLC.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wild. But yeah, it unlocked, this game unlocked a bit. I've been a Resident Evil fan for a long, long time. And this game actually finally triggered the evolution of wanting to speedrun them. Like wanting to go back and speedrun all of them. Real sicko. And I mean, it's probably a good thing that I have such a backlog and I own all the games on multiple consoles. I can occupy myself for a really long time.
Yeah.
So we were talking early on, we were talking about, like, how we went through with the hemolytic injectors and whatnot. It sounds like you and I both did the same thing. The main thing I was wondering is, did you go out of your way to kill the chef? Did you go out of your way to kill Chunk? And you did.
I did. At first, I tried to like shoot into Chunk, and I'm like, oh, this fool's gonna require some other shit, right? And I saw some pretty interesting ways of like you can like throw a bottle to one of the zombies that has like the IV, like
Yes, they hate sound.
staff, whatever. Yeah. They hate sound. So
if
like
you
you
hit
can just
another enemy
make them
with
fight
a
each
bottle,
other.
they go attack them.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty ingenious. But like I would sneak up to his fucking cheeks and like stab him in the ass, and like I for sure thought 2 would take him down because by then I already took down the chef.
Right, and he only took 1.
And at first I was avoiding the chef. I was like, shit, there's no way
Same.
this fool can go down without like.
I didn't think
heavy
1 would
power,
do it.
and I only
I
have
didn't think
one
1 would
bullet.
do it.
Yeah, I was like, I only have 1 bullet of Requiem. I can't do this. Until like he got so close, I was like, oh, and I saw the prompt for like the hemolytic injector. I was like, oh, I can do this. And so when I did that, I think it takes 2, right?
The chef only took 1 for me.
Oh, so okay, so it took 1. Okay, cool. Because so then I don't know why I thought it would take more than 1, but anyways, I took him down, and I for sure thought it would. Sorry, that's it right there. So I thought so the first one took him down, and then I wanted to go take down the fat baby, and I pushed the first one into him. I pushed the first one into him and was like, oh, he's not dead. That makes sense. He's bigger. He'll take 1 more.
Yeah.
I ran up to him pretty far into the hallway where like I was like, the second one, I was like, cool, he's got to get dead with the second one. It didn't kill him. He fucking turned around, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go, dude. I gotta fucking go. And thankfully he took down a couple zombies on the way in. So I was like, okay, cool. So by the third one, yeah, I was like, okay, 3 makes sense. It's cool.
I really do like how there are multiple instances in both playstyles, Leon's and Grace's, where you can get enemies to take each other out. It's very handy.
Yeah. Did you ever take anybody else out with a chainsaw? Like, had the chainsaw wielding zombie take anybody else out?
I don't know. Typically, I don't think so. Generally, when one of them would spawn, they got my whole attention to just get the chainsaw out of their hands. I was watching another YouTuber, and they had something happen in that very first hospital fight with the doctor with the chainsaw. They had something happen that in 7 playthroughs I never had happen, which is regular zombies will pick up the chainsaw. Basically, they kept killing zombies or knocking the chainsaw out of their hands. The chainsaw would go down and start spinning on the floor, and another zombie would pick it up, and it happened like 5 times in a row. And then multiple times, the zombies would trip, and the chainsaw would walk them across the ground. They would just go spearing on their bellies across the floor with the chainsaw in front of them. And I can't believe I never saw that. It happened to this person like 3 times.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Whenever a chainsaw would drop, though, you better pick it up.
Yeah, for sure. I'd always be too eager, and I was like, oh shit, it's still on.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got my ankles chopped a couple times. Again, weirdly, not in my first playthrough. The chainsaw just would drop, and I was on standard modern. I never saw it spin until subsequent playthroughs. It was weird. So I don't want to like put a number on it, like a top 10 moments or anything, but there are moments in this game that stick out to me as major highlights, whether it was because they were funny or deeply unsettling and scary, or I don't know, they felt good to get kind of on a first try. And I have to say, like, thinking about these moments, since I do have a really good recollection of the order of events in this game, playing through it so many times, doing the speed run, the first moment that really just like eyes wide, I felt my face flush and my arm hair, my like goosebumps on my arms go cold. I think I told you I wasn't really feeling well, so I was kind of pushing myself through just the first little bit because I'd already put it off. I didn't get to play it at the like 9 p.m. release because I felt terrible. I was still not feeling great, and the reveal when she's in the kitchen, the kitchenette, the very beginning of Grace's stay at the chronic care clinic. That like body falls out of the room, and she turns its head. She's like, "Oh, it's infected." And then the girl's hand just comes in from the side and picks up the body, and she just bites its head off like it's no big deal. And Grace is just sitting there holding the lighter, like, and then the girl gets her teeth all in your face, and you think, genuinely, I was like, "Holy crap! Okay, she's busy. I'm just gonna back away once I get control," and then. Blah! Right out of there. It's like, oh no, this is a chase. Oh shit! And
I was like, how do you not see me? It's like, oh, you're blind. When I saw like the eyes, I was like, oh, it's like cataracts, like, or whatever. Like, you're blind, you can't see. But like, god damn it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that she exists in darkness, but her eyesight is terrible. Even on Insanity, like, she doesn't see your flashlight or your lighter unless you're right in front of her. But luckily, I had read that book. I'd gone in and seen the "Do You Know the Night Stalker" or whatever, that creepy Babadook children's book in the dark room you can only go into when you get the lighter. I was like, stay in the light. Okay. As soon as that chase sequence went down, I was so stressed.
I turned on every light I could. I was like, oh my god, I can't.
I was forgetting to breathe. I was doing that thing where you're so focused you forget to breathe. Just literally breathlessly sprinting back to that first room I woke up in because there was a light on. And then she gets burned by the light, and I was like, oh. And there's no typewriter in there. The typewriter's in the room down the hall. So I was like, I can't even save right now. I have to go back out into the dark if I wanted to clock this progress. As far as scariest just singular moment on first playthrough, the introduction of the girl and then breathlessly sprinting away has to be up there. I think that the most overall tense and stressful sequence is in the basement with all the joint plugs.
Oh my god, I was so stressed out. Like, so by then I was a little more familiar with the mechanics on how to deal with her, so I was less scared, but like I was more scared in the beginning section, right? But the second part, or in the basement, felt objectively scarier, but I felt more at ease. Does that make sense?
Like you recognize that it's probably the more dire situation, but you felt confident you could handle it?
Correct, yes.
Okay, I didn't. I felt terrible, and I was so scared, and it's all red lights, and then you have to, the plugs, you gotta hold the button to retrieve the plug.
Oh my god.
You just want the goddamn door to shut right away.
Oh my god. I was holding the button so much. But like, holy shit, dude. I played the game where like, I got one, I put it there, and I go over there, I get the second one, and I get the next one, but I can't go back over here because that's dark, so I gotta go all the way around. I was like, oh my god. Just making baby steps to like the last final, like, plug to put in the light to get to like the fence and stuff like that. I was like, Jesus Christ, how am I gonna do this?
And then, yes, right? And she drops down every time she drops down, and you can, if you're lucky, sprint in and get the plug put in before she grabs you. It's a real crapshoot though. Like, I swear it's random number generation as to whether or not that'll work for you. And then, when she destroyed the lights in my hiding room in the very beginning, like the room that I ran into to hide from her initially, she crawls up in the ceiling, and then suddenly all the lights in the room go out, and you're like, oh great, I've got one less safe place to be. One of two safe places there are gone. The girl was definitely the thing that had me the most stressed the most often. In that basement, with all the bodies lying around, I was just like, they're going to come up in a really unfortunate sequence, guaranteed. I'm going to have to shoot or use up a hemolytic injector, and then that the girl's going to hear if I don't use a hemolytic injector. Luckily, I had been basically buying stock in hemolytic injectors. I think I was in double digits when I went down there. So I just was like coming across every body and popping it. I was like, I don't care if you're a set piece. I don't care if you will literally never get up. I'm popping you because you're not going to block me or grab me if I'm running down the hallway trying to get to somewhere with light.
I wanted to pop everybody, but I'm like, oh god, I'm low on resources. I need to be like choosy as to who I'm gonna pop. So I would let them like
Animate
what was it
or
called? Yeah,
reanimate.
animate, and then
Yeah.
like shoot him in the kneecap, and then push him over, and then just pop him there, right?
Yeah.
And then there's this one time where like the center room that held like that was the connecting to like the safe room and the three other rooms, the one with like
Yes.
the chimney in it or whatever, like the fire thing.
Yeah, the
Sorry,
furnace.
the furnace. Thank you. I was like, I forgot I left the light in there, so I had to run through, and like I ran back to the second room to the first room where you had like the window like you go through to the outside to pick up from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I ran back over there because everything started going to hell, and then she came back down and she scared the shit out of me. Um, I was like, oh my god! So I ran back into the middle furnace room, and then when she tried to chase me, of course. And when I saw her break out because like obviously she couldn't handle the light, I was like, oh right, thank God. I was like, holy shit, I can breathe. Give me a moment.
And now you need that plug back, though.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, I need to go over there to get it though. Like, what the hell?
What did you make of that, like, timed survival moment on the conveyor belt to the big old mincing machine?
Oh, I didn't realize you're supposed to do it for like 15 minutes, but like, why would I know that? For the
Oh, no,
first
no, no.
playthrough, right?
No, that's for the final puzzle. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the final puzzle because Jesus Christ. I'm just talking about a regular playthrough when you drop down, but the ladders pull up and you have to kind of
Uh-huh.
run on a treadmill and kneecap zombies
Yes,
so you
I
don't
was
get...
trying to like run around them, so I was like, "Please, nobody grab my ankles! Please, nobody grab my ankles!" I was like going around, and like the couple that got close to me, I would shoot him in the kneecap and push him over, and just like keep running.
Yeah,
I was like, "Jesus fucking Christ, this has to end soon," because like I don't know how long I can keep this up.
yeah. Did you ever die to the mincer?
No, I didn't.
I did, like 3 times. I don't know what wasn't clicking with me, but I just was not timing the pushes. I was pushing zombies in, but the animation for pushing lasted so long that I got like magnetically pulled into the mincer several times. So eventually I just started kneecapping them. I was like, honestly, they stay down long enough to where once they get up to their feet, they're in the mincer. So luckily, I did get through. Just that basement area is so deeply unpleasant in all the ways. And of course, on a speed run, I got it done in like 12 minutes because I know exactly which order to do everything in. Well, not 12 minutes. Given that you have to sit down in the mincing treadmill for a set amount of time, that's different. But I mean, all the plug backtracking and the order you do that stuff. That
I like how
basement.
it was like you go up two, you go back one, you go up two, like you make slow progressions, right? Like I was like, okay, this no segment in this game overstayed its welcome.
Agree. I think on the first playthrough, Leon needing all the detonator parts was almost there. It almost reached the point of ridiculousness when, like, I had the detonator part, the final one, or I guess technically, I always do them in the same order because it's the order I did them in on the first playthrough, and that's just what makes sense to me. That's what's logged into my brain as the way. But the skyscraper one where you have to take the damn elevator back down, I think we could have done without the elevator. But again, this is Leon's greatest hits, and in the castle stage, there was an elevator that would stop moving if it got too much weight on it, and so that's exactly what you're going to do here now, player.
100%. Question.
Yeah.
There's a segment in that skyscraper one before the elevator where like you hit some rubble and like you see the rubble fall, right?
Uh-huh.
And then it falls to somewhere, I'm not sure where. I saw like a shiny object indicating that there was something in there. I was like, oh, I'll get back to it eventually. I kept progressing, never got back to it because I was like, oh shit, I must have missed it by then. Was there something in there?
Shiny object?
Like that,
When you shoot the door that's like up top and it drops a bunch of stuff so you can jump down and then jump across, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, but right before that.
Right before that.
Like you see a bunch of debris just slide down.
I'm not sure.
9, skyscraper.
You know, one thing I noticed is that my flashlight would play tricks on my eyes, both as Grace and Leon, where it would come across a surface that would shine like an object, but then I would shine back and realize it was just the flashlight, so maybe that's what happened?
Maybe. That makes sense.
Because I have beat that game. I mean, I found all the there are some really obtuse document finding.
I missed
reasons.
2 documents from my first playthrough. I
3?
don't know which ones,
You
though.
only missed 3?
2.
2. Okay, I think I can guarantee what they are, and they're in the RPD, because they are... You have to find Barry's to-do list on his desk, which is just out in the open, which is fine. At Wesker's desk, you have to click the drawer, but then you have to wait like 5 seconds, and a document slides down. That's probably the first one you missed.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay.
And then there is a third, the other document you missed, you have to find that library card, because then you go in the library and you can look at the book that it's referencing. Otherwise, it's not there. It's on the second floor of the library. If you don't find both of those notes, you can't investigate the book. Guaranteed, those are the 2 you missed.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
But you did find Barry's scavenger hunt, which I did not on my first playthrough. I missed that one. Essentially, all of the RPD ones, all of the ones I missed, I had like 4 left. They were all RPD.
Oh, god damn it. But yeah, I saw I saw Tofu. I thought that was hilarious. I was like,
I never
yay.
did. I knew he was there. I saw it online.
Because
I didn't
was
see
doing
him
a lot
myself.
of backtracking.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of backtracking, and I was like, what is that moving in the background? I was like, oh shit, it's Tofu. And like you could hear the little sound effect, like
Bean curd squishing.
Yeah. I was like, yay. I was like, sick. That's cool.
I wonder if I did see him and I just didn't clock him. So what part was the most scary for you? So for me, it was the basement. A close second was the goddamn fever dream of an orphanage sequence that you do as Grace as a kid. What the hell? Like I said, I got to there. I'd been playing all day, and it was about 3 a.m. when I got to that, and I was just like, there's no reason for this. This is unacceptable behavior. This is just flat out unprofessional, Resident Evil. This is cruel and weird. And throughout the series, you've known that the orphanage was like a test subject, a fishing pond, basically. Like they would just do all kinds of stuff in the orphanage. And there was the incident at the orphanage in 1990 has been referenced in other games too, just not in a great amount of detail. So to see that. And like, Grace, are you telling me that you don't remember this? You have had a really effed up life.
I feel like this would have come up like, oh my god, this is weird. This is, unless you had a really fucked up life, this means nothing, right? I was like, this seems like I would never forget this.
Yes! Like the fact that, I mean, obviously she had interest in Raccoon City. She has a bunch of files on her desktop you can see in the very opening of the game. She's very interested in Raccoon City, but I find it hard to believe that she never made any kind of connection between being an orphan in Raccoon City and being hunted by a bunch of glowing-eyed demon children, to, where she's at in life currently, and all the clones and that slideshow of her clearly showing that she is either a clone or people are being cloned from her. Good lord.
I thought there was going to be a story beat where like you're playing as her and then like, oh my god, you run into like her mom, right? You run into her and she picks you up like, oh god, I have to save you, or something like that.
That's another thing that I have no idea what the cadence of events is. How is she an itty bitty baby when Oswell introduces her to Alyssa and presumably gives her to Alyssa, then somehow ends up in an orphanage in 1990? Oswell is still alive. He died in like 2009. Why is she even in the orphanage?
I don't know. So Oswell, Spencer must have picked her up when she was a baby because he was holding her like a baby.
She was a baby. She was a baby.
When he gave her to Alyssa.
So
but
why is she in the orphanage?
What point did she become? Yeah. At what point was she an orphan? That were like, she's clearly like, what is it, 6, 7 or something like that?
I clocked her somewhere between 6 and 8. It's hard to tell with digital children.
Yeah. So she's an orphan and she's being, I was like, I get that they wanted to figure out what Elpis was, and so cloning her. But how
But
did they get their hands on her?
it was 1990 though. Spencer was still alive. He was going to be alive for another nearly 20 years at this point.
So he let that happen? Like that doesn't make now.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Doesn't make sense.
When
so I did feel like that segment was out of place though. I was like, I don't
but
see
it was
the need for this.
Freaking terrifying the first time. Good God, what? Like the first time through, I didn't even clock how wrong it was for whatever timeline it was trying to put together.
I wasn't as freaked out by it. I was more scared at the girl, right? At the shit with the girl.
Oh yeah.
But like I was more confused. I was like, what is going on here? Like story wise, I was like,
I think it was a mix of the fatigue of having played it all day, still not feeling very well. It's 3 a.m. I was just like, oh my God, what the fuck? Why is this happening? Please tell me it's not very long. I think most people agree that in the Resident Evil 2 remake, the bit where you play as Sherry in the orphanage is effective. Big, scary, grown man, little defenseless girl playing hide and seek. It's effective, but it's probably the thing that everyone wishes they could just skip when replaying. And that's exactly how I feel about this now. But the first time I played through it, holy shit.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, I agree with you 100% on that thought. Like, it's cool the first time you're doing it. The second time feels like a chore. The third time feels like a chore. The fourth time was like, this is a good one and done. I don't want to have to replay this part. It's like the baby stuff in RE, is it RE8? 7?
Baby
no,
stuff.
8. Sorry.
Oh, like the very beginning where you have to like tuck Rose in and walk around your house? Yes.
No, sorry. Like when you have to go to the nightmare baby, the fucking in RE8.
Oh, the dollhouse. Yeah.
The dollhouse shit. I was like, oh my God, this is stressing me the fuck out. I will avoid that section at all costs.
I did not think when playing Requiem, when like leading up to Requiem, I was like, they're gonna have to do something pretty spectacular to top the nightmare fetus in 8.
Yeah.
And I think that they at least met that sense of horror and helplessness in the initial the girl part, the first part.
Yes.
They at least met it. They at least met the bar. Actually, having done it now 7 times, it's like hands on a clock for me. It's like when you play the Hitman World of Assassination games. You might feel like it's skin of your teeth the first time, but once you're walking through it for your 10th time, you're just like, I know in Sapienza, Rocco is going to be on the balcony. If you knock on the door, come around the corner. He opens the door, turns around. Before it locks, you can walk up, put him in a headlock, grab his pants, go into the kitchen. You know, at this point, this game is like that for me. It's a wonderful, ornate, and fun clock, but it is just a clock, and it runs exactly how it's supposed to every time. So, yeah. The baby, though, in 8, that still freaks me out. Like, I still am not happy to play through that baby part.
Yeah.
When I do Village, I've played through Village quite a bit. I think it's one of the most replayed Resident Evils for me. It's not nearly up there with 4, but I want to say I've probably beat it 10 times. I actually went out of my way to do it on Village of Shadows difficulty and all that good stuff. But yeah, that baby bit, it doesn't have the same, even though it is the same clockwork scenario. It's very prescriptive gameplay, but for some reason it's just weirder, and I think it's harder to remain completely calm during. I'm not like screaming or anything, but yeah, for a first playthrough though, absolutely gave me the same horrified goosebumps that the first playthrough with the baby did. And those are big, gross fetus shoes to fill.
It was creepy though. I'll give it that. It was creepy. It's just so in subsequent playthroughs, did you just breeze through that, or like you'll immediately run down, get under the desk, wait for the first ones to pass, And as soon as they get to the end of the hallway, is it this thing where like you just run up, wait for them to turn around, run back, and then wait for them to clear it and just gun it?
Yeah, basically the second you reach the table and click to hide, when the prompt pops up to come out, you're safe. Kind of like in the bedroom. As soon as the little girls turn the corner, they clearly couldn't have gone far, but as soon as they're out of sight, you get the prompt for the exit cover button, and if you do it, you're safe. If the game tells you to do it, you're good to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, the getting the ones in the hallway to turn around does, just as far as I can tell, take time. You just have to sit there and wait for the one to start like walking down and giggling, and then you run back to the table, and then basically immediately tells you can get out again.
And the little coffins, man, I was like, oh my god, how many times did they fucking do this? And all for nothing. All, like, they didn't know what the fuck they were looking for. Like, oh, it has to do something that has to do with Grace. She's the key.
Some kind of
figure it out
mind
when we get
control.
there.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a mind control experiment.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But, like,
okay. Talking about that again, I think this game, if I was being a major bitch about the story not really making sense, still a 9 out of 10 game. But at the end, when Leon says, you know, I didn't hit any of Emily's vital organs. She might still be alive. We could use Elpis on her.
I was like, of course you fucking didn't.
What are you talking about? Because Leon...
And then she's fucking safely in the little fucking cocoon. I was like,
yeah,
oh
so
my God,
what about Marie? Was Marie just a little girl inside of that monster's body? No. Yeah. Why is Emily any different? They're the same line. So, Leon is immediately wrong, because if you notice, I only noticed on probably my third playthrough, the Emily mutant, the big old flesh Teletubby, it has a tyrant heart on the outside. And when you get into the cutscene, Leon shoots it. It's like the one weakness that these things have is their exposed heart. Umbrella just never figured that shit out, apparently. And so, yes, Leon, you shot her in her only vital organ, my friend. I was just like, oh, come on. You're going to go inject that thing with Elpis, and you're going to hope that it just reverts to a little girl. And then it showed the thing, and she's just like a little cocoon. It was like a little flesh mech suit. Give me a break, Requiem. You didn't make Leon die and become a zombie. You have already given us all the good feel, the saccharine happy ending that we needed. Why did you have to bring the girl back? And I get it. It's like Grace she felt really responsible for and all that stuff. But, you know, sometimes bad stuff just happens and it's not your fault and you can't undo it either.
It was 100% Grace's fault.
She
tried to do too much. She didn't.
Yeah.
She tried to use Emily in the beginning. I was like, oh, you know how to read Braille. Like, why can't, like, dude, like, you're going to put a little kid in danger like that? Like, come on.
And it's not really clear why Emily transforms when she does. I think that she was going to transform after a certain amount of time, no matter what.
I thought the death triggered it.
Oh, she died? But why did she die? Was she always going to die? Was something in that cell keeping her alive?
She was kind of like, yeah, or didn't she die because like there was a helicopter, like the helicopter crashed. There was a wound. She was bleeding.
Oh,
I think
that's
she just
true.
Must have bled out.
That's true. You know what? It is Grace's fault, isn't it?
Yeah, her dying, I think, triggered the transformation.
The mutation. Yeah.
Yeah, but like Grace 100%. I guess I think I know now where she gets her negligence from her fucking FBI director.
Okay, really minor gripe. Absolutely wouldn't deduct points for it, even if really pushed. But Grace never dropping the stuttering, doe-eyed behavior. The what's going on? That's insane. Like in the beginning, sure, I would be stuttering in a lot of stuff that happens at the care center, but once she's in when she's in the cutscenes near the end, and she's still going whoa.
Yeah, that's true. That
was a little
that's a good point.
Like even Ashley in the remake, there is a small but notable progression in her ability and bravery.
Honestly, I think Capcom needs to learn how to write women better. Like,
Yeah.
Jill can't be the only exception, and also, I mean, like,
Bitch can't even swim.
Like, I feel like they do need to learn how to write women in a more modern sense of like being able to like take care of themselves in these situations. They don't need like I understand what it is, right? But I was like, dude,
like Japanese
at
culture,
some
kind
point,
of, yeah.
maybe it is Japanese culture. It's like at some point, like Grace would nut the fuck up and be like, you know what? Especially when she was taking care of Emily, when she decided to like,
Yes.
I am now going to take care of this child. There would have been like some form of like change in like I now have a little bit of a control over what's going on because I have to be responsible for this additional life. If I keep
Yes.
like fumbling shit, then like that's just
Yeah,
But
it's and honestly, fumbling. God, it is really frustrating how often she falls over while running.
in
It's
the
like,
third person,
girl,
yeah. I've
girl,
seen that. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to turn that on now.
you're not in a dream. You can control your legs. There's nothing tripping you. Stop tripping.
Does she trip when she's holding Emily?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
In fact, in all 7 playthroughs, I never actually got grabbed by a zombie. I had to see on YouTube what happens. I thought it was going to be an instant game over if you got grabbed by a zombie. I thought you better clear the way or you're
That's
gonna
what I
lose.
figured too.
But
That's what I figured too.
They just
'Cause I
kind of
left
like
her in the fucking room.
Yeah, they just kind of spin you around and bite you on the shoulder. It's not an instant kill.
Okay.
In Insanity, since you can't use a knife, it probably is an instant kill actually. But yeah. So, is there anything else you want to talk about before we talk about the final puzzle?
I know nothing. Sorry. I watched a YouTube video on like how to do the final puzzle, but I don't understand the lore behind it. I don't understand what's going on or what triggered it or what's going on. So, please, by all means, carry it away. Go on. Yeah.
So, the only clue you get for the final puzzle is let the sweet pair hear the voice, right?
Yes.
Now, it is. I still don't understand the numbers I do understand. Like, I just don't understand how anyone would have figured this out without data mining, which is how they figured it out, data mining.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So the first part, like, if you're doing this, it is a multiple playthrough thing. You cannot do it in one playthrough. Literally impossible. So the first part is in the basement, with all the joint plugs. You have to go to the body pool. And the advice is generally just like wait 15 minutes and you're good, but the actual trigger is...
You need a body count, right?
115 bodies need to drop into the pool, total.
Oh, no.
And the only clue you get for that is in a document regarding Subject 170, which is Marie, the girl. She was injected with a certain number of... milliliters of blood from 115 infected bodies. So it's probably the most straightforward clue you're gonna get in the whole process of trying to get this thing. But yeah, 115. So that's the trick for that part. Then now, what I'm not sure is if you have to do the steps of the hourglass, or if like the game is like, well, you didn't look at the hourglass, so you don't get this to trigger. But when you escape the basement, you have to pick up the girl's hand, severed hand, take it to the DNA analysis machine, and it gives you a sequence of, I think like 15 groups of 3 letters, and the letters don't mean anything. They're just they look almost like a Steam code if instead of 4 it was groups of 3. And yeah, and then the screen says let's play. So now when you get to Victor's special underground office area, when you need to get the DNA helix out of the wine bottle to activate the whole room as an elevator, you have to also get the hourglass out from the desk an object that does not have use, doesn't combine with anything, roughly the same shape as the thing that you have to put the helix in, but doesn't fit if you try. And you have to flip it over and let the sand drain down, and you see a number. It's like B equals 00000031 or something like that. Some kind of number. Also on the side of the DNA machine in the blood lab, there is a serial code that says a letter equals blah, 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 blah. Some long number with a lot of zeros. Now, after you've seen the number on the DNA thing and in the hourglass, after the sand has fallen enough to let you look at the top, the inside top, when you're running through, like in a weirdly simple move, when all the blood is exploding, Gideon's like done the self-destruct on his basement lab with those big blood tanks, and all the enemies get up, and there are those fire extinguishers, but they're basically zombie extinguishers, which is really funny, and I had a blast using. I hung around way longer than I needed to. You just like making everyone explode with those things. But the second area that you go through, when you're about to go up the stairs, you'll see an icon inside the blood, and when you interact with it, it's Marie's doll. So, now you have a severed hand, and a doll, and an hourglass, and you just continue the game on to play as Leon, and right after the Super Tyrant fight, where you're parrying and being all cool and stuff, if you go into the basketball court, there is a toy uncle statue head, like sitting in the center of the court. What you have to do is walk against it, basically kicking it with your feet, it's a physics object, and end up kicking it through the basketball hoop, which is on its side on the ground. And then the basketball hoop becomes interactive, and it says, I don't have time to play around. Now, go back to the area, go back into Kendo's gun shop, basically, the back room where he and his daughter were in, like, the old games. And you have to examine the toy uncle bust, the headless toy uncle bust. And it says, just ignore A. Now, you have a sequence of... two sequences of numbers, and a cipher, which is to ignore A on the DNA machine's readout. So now on your next playthrough, what you have to do is... Apparently these numbers associate back to... oh, right, and in a file in Gideon's special underground lab that he self-destructs, there's a blood report on you, and it says C equals something or other. So you're ignoring A, and you have G, C, and B, or something like that. I don't remember. Hold on, almost done. So now you play through the whole game again, and get to the part where you get the girl's hand, and Marie's doll now spawns in the item box because you found it on your last playthrough. So whether you store it or you end the game with it in your inventory, it's now in your item box. You've unlocked it.
Oh, okay.
So you have to take the hand, the doll, and Emily up to the head researcher's office. And the numbers, the C, B, and G ones, those numbers associate to a ridiculous... Again, who figured this out? Like, one, the star is the number of light years to Alpha Centauri, and the moon is like how many hundreds of thousands of miles the moon is away, or something like that. The numbers associate to celestial bodies of some kind. And you get a really long string. I think it's 8 or 10 star, star, moon, star, sun, moon, blah, 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 blah. And you enter it in the right order while holding Emily and a severed hand and Marie's doll. And the machine giggles at you and you're done. That's your puzzle. Good job.
It's just, do you get challenge points for that or no? Or like what?
Oh, yeah. It's like 20,000 challenge points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think the cruelest, because at least you could, without knowing the numbers, you could brute force the letters, right? You just, if you happened to boot the head of the thing through the hoop, and you got the just ignore A by going back, it could happen, it might happen. People are still finding things in games that are like 35 years old that nobody knew about. It's game designers are wild, and sometimes stuff is.
I love when communities come together to figure this shit out. Like, it's like, I mean,
It's like Tunic.
Yeah, like I haven't fucking loaded up Destiny in like, I don't know, since like a year now, right? But like when it came time to like figuring out like raid mechanics and stuff like that, and like people trying to figure out what was going on with Marathon, it's so fun.
So I could see a world where you went back and you got the alpha string, just the letters in groups, and then somehow you managed to find just ignore A, and then somehow you figured out that you can go back to that thing and punch in more star, moon, and sun combinations. You just assign the star to one letter, the moon to one letter, and the sun to one letter, and try all combinations of that. You could theoretically brute force it without having to figure out what the numbers mean. I think the cruelest part of that whole thing is that you have to sit and watch bodies drop into a pool for several minutes before it even becomes an option for you. That is wild. That is that's step number 1 of getting this thing done, which is crazy. And your only clue is about what was injected into Subject 170, which is the girl, Marie. Bonkers. But, I mean, it's basically how... It's like PT levels of obtuse. Like, to actually get through PT. One streamer did it, I think, organically. And then it simply had to be data mined. And even after data mining it, they never really figured out the right way. It's like, it's either this or this, and you have to use the PlayStation 4's controller. We're not sure exactly what word it is, but we've had good luck with Jareth. It is that level of obtuse. But, I mean, it is fun. It is fun that people, within about, I think, 3 days, data miners got the gist and were able to instruct people on how to get it. They didn't know how it worked. They didn't know why it worked, but it's become more clear, and fans have been... Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a step. You also have to flush a specific toilet 8 times. Yeah.
Oh, because the 8 from the photo, yeah. I remember. It's like, I don't know how people put this shit together.
Well, I think the thing that is most fun about... They didn't put it together. They data mined it and figured out where the game wants these things to make the flowchart happen in the background. But then, knowing these things, they clocked, like some Reddit user is just like, I think maybe the 8 toilet things you're supposed to know by looking at one of the pictures in Grace's file. It's a body next to a toilet with what looks generously could be described as maybe an 8 blood smeared on the wall. And then people are like, okay, it's not so much a time thing. It's 115 because that's how many bodies Maria was dosed with, infected specimens, 115 different specimens. So people are retroactively making sense of this hilariously obtuse puzzle. And then, of course, making the connections between the numbers and the like distances and sizes of celestial bodies and stuff like that. It's all retroactive, but I think that is almost more fun than having stumbled across it accidentally and not having any idea why. Like you had to go poop in the part where you get that blood pool and you just happened to have left it for 115 bodies worth of a bathroom break. Something like that. Wild stuff.
I'm happy. And the community is better for it. The game is better for it. So I'm just glad they're I'm glad we're going in a great direction.
Yeah. I mean,
there's something for everyone.
Obviously, remakes are on the docket. A Veronica remake is, they're working. They're definitely working on a 1 remake, which honestly, I don't think they need to do. I think Resident Evil Remake 2001 or whatever is potentially the perfect Resident Evil game. It's like the exact right distillation and accessibility, revamping the original story, adding some cool new bits, making it still looks damn good, if you ask me. I think the nature of the mansion and the enemies you fight, taking away the fixed camera angles in that specific setting is going to be a hard balance to strike. But then again, they did it really well with 2, surprisingly well. People like diehard fans of the original 2 were ready to be mad, and they just couldn't be. So I don't know.
100%. Do they need to do it? No. Will I buy it? You're damn straight. I felt a little shafted. I felt a little shafted by 3, but I mean, whatever. Fine. Sure.
It took away some real awesome things, but I think I was most upset about the absence of the Gravedigger. Most people were upset that the clock tower was never a playable area, even though there's a pamphlet that you find. It almost feels like it's rubbing it in, that it's just like, ooh, the wonderful clock tower. But
they're like, guys, we ran out of time. I'm so sorry. Like, we're gonna put this in there, and then we're like, do a DLC. It's like, guys, we've already moved on to the next property. We can't.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
And
so
yeah, it definitely was a mismanagement of resources that led to those bits being taken out. The game feeling a lot short, honestly. Again, I just played it through on my Steam Deck while like listening to YouTube videos over the weekend, and I beat it twice in one day. And one of those playthroughs was 2 hours and 3 minutes, and that's without me trying to speedrun it. I was still running around and picking up everything and whatnot. It's a short game. It's a small game. But, I mean, I loved Jill's new persona. She's a badass. And I think, I can't remember her name. It's Nicole Tompkins, I think. The voice actor who's the new Jill. Fabulous. Excellent. I loved how in Death Island, they got Nicole Tompkins in to do the voice of Jill. Sometimes there's been a deficit, or not a deficit, but a delta between who does voices in the games and who does voices in the animated movies. And
they brought her over too.
I'm glad they just
her model.
Yeah, wholesale pulled her. She's wearing the same. Funny enough, she's wearing the same damn clothes she wore when she escaped Raccoon City, which is really, really hilarious. But
like,
hey, when you got a style, I guess you stick with it, man.
Nah, this just works.
She's got to be in her 40s now. I mean, she's found her style and she's had good with it.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't even remember what I was. I think anything else would just be trying to like dig through my mind for other things to say, and I might kick myself that I forgot something later. But we've been talking for over an hour and a half about this. I mean, unless you've got any,
I think so.
pressing hot takes.
No hot takes here. My hot take is that I fucking enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And like, I can't wait to jump back in and play it again. I was supposed to play it today, but I was like, no, let's talk about it first. So I get my thoughts out.
Yeah, if you're going for challenge, like go through like a casual run with a to-do list of challenges, and get your legwork done for that final puzzle thing.
So I think I need to. So for sure, I need to complete the puzzle, right? So that's not, but take at least 2 additional playthroughs.
Yes.
So I need to finish. Get it. I need to get all the collectibles, all the
raccoons.
All the raccoons, and I need to get all the documents, right? And then I need to beat it without using a heal, without healing.
And without using a blood injector is one too.
I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Infinite ammo. That's how.
Oh, okay. So, no. Sorry. I'm trying to get infinite ammo. How do I do that without infinite ammo?
Oh,
am I gonna have enough points? Because
I don't think you do.
Okay, because the first thing I bought was obviously getting the knife that doesn't break
the kotetsu or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm gonna need this on like quick subsequent runs for sure. So I'll spend a little to get more loud later on. Because like I know there's a couple other things, but there aren't worth very many points, like pairing the liquor tongue. But
yeah,
I need to finish those big 3 things, and hopefully, like maybe I might try just doing it without heal. Just playing on casual.
Yes, doing it without heal on casual will between player sections, like on harder difficulties. If you leave Leon with a quarter health, next time you pick up his Leon, he's going to have a quarter health. But on casual, you auto heal like a hit or two's worth of health, and casual is how I did it to get the no heals, which is a hefty point sum. And that was what I did to get my leg in, as well as getting certain other things done on the challenge to-do list, with the overarching goal of just getting through it without healing. That's what got me the infinite ammo, which is when I went... So I actually did the no blood collection and my insanity run at the same time, because basically, if you have infinite ammo, the only thing you're gonna maybe want to craft is hemolytic injectors, and with an infinite requiem in the care center, you really can just go bonkers. So I had infinite ammo and played insanity without collecting blood, and that got me the next bunch of points, where all I had to do was the speed run, which I did on casual because I fucking earned it at that point, which got me the points I needed to get the RPG and the infinite RPG, which are two separate things you have to buy.
So the no blood collection, does that mean just no collecting blood? Not, does that even count for like the blood bags that you pick up eventually? Or does it mean like no crafting anything?
Well, you can't craft without blood. I didn't push it. When I was going through something like fast, just trying to get out of a room, I accidentally picked up a couple blood bags or anything, but I made sure to never pick up the blood injector. And it will give you a second opportunity. Like, you can miss the blood injector in the care center in the first area, but once you pick up as Grace in Ark, the blood injector is in the first save room. So honestly, I just didn't pick up the blood injector. I never got the ability to craft. Yeah, that was how I made sure I didn't accidentally do something that was going to screw me out of the points.
Okay, for sure. Okay.
And it worked.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try that out Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Well, all right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Good talking.
I don't get a lot of opportunity to nerd out on Resident Evil with my normie friends, so...
Those normies.
Yeah.
One of my friends passively likes Resident Evil, like we played the co-op ones together, but I'm built different.